friends, my job flew me and my boyfriend out to Boston for our company holiday party. We made a weekend trip out of it and I want to bring you guys with me. Come with me to the Ritz Carlton and explore Boston with me. We found some great food spots and even had a lot of fun on a rainy Saturday afternoon. It's Vlogmas Day 7. Let go. We flew out of BWI and we got to the airport around 11:30. There was no one there, so we cruised through TSA. I unfortunately am paying for Clear, so even though there was no one there, I did use Clear and I kind of jumped 2 people, so that was cool. We went to Miss Shirley's cafe and the food was really good. This time we got the breakfast flatbread as an appetizer. Really tasty. I would definitely recommend. I ordered a strawberry lemonade with alcohol. Chris got a burger. He wanted to do lunch. I wanted to do breakfast, so I got the strawberry pancakes. There were strawberries inside of the pancake and on top of the pancake, and it was so delicious. And the bacon was really good as well. I'm gonna take a few seconds to talk about how clean and nice the bathrooms were in this terminal in BWI. They had a little cubby for your coats and even a little spot to put your suitcase. I thought it was so cool. The sound is so bad on a plane, so here I was just talking about how I didn't have time to take my twist out in the front of my hair. I like the front to be more defined anyway, so it was nice that I left it in because, you know, when you're traveling, your hair gets messed up a little bit. So we landed in Boston around 3:30. Our flight was maybe an hour and a half. There was a little turbulence. I'm not a fan of that, but other than that, it was a pretty good flight. I called an Uber for the ride to the hotel, and what do you know, a Tesla pulled up. So I just felt like I was living the luxury life this weekend. We stayed at the Ritz Carlton and we rode there in style in a Tesla, so that was pretty cool. The view on the way to the hotel was really pretty. This was a pretty busy weekend for Boston. The Royals, Prince William and Kate were in town, and also Joe Biden was in town, and then the Miami Heat played the Boston Celtics. So there were a lot of people in town this weekend, and that may or may not be the cause of all the traffic, but there was a lot of traffic to get to the hotel. We are in Boston and on the way to the Ritz Carlton for my holiday party. Now, this was my very first time staying at the Ritz Carlton. Of course, as we got there, the customer service was amazing. The lobby was huge and it was decorated for Christmas. Going into the hotel, I noticed that there were fans were kind of lined up on the side of the hotel, and I didn't realize that until one of my coworkers texted me that they saw one of the Miami Heat players in the elevator with them. So the Miami Heat were actually staying in the same hotel as we were this weekend, which was pretty cool. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick room tour. There were 2 queen beds in the room, and the bathroom was really nice as well. It had a standing shower, a separate room for the toilet, a big space for the sink and counter to get ready, and then they also had a tub. I love staying at luxury hotels because of the robes. They're really nice.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Of course, you can do what you want. And then it was time to get ready. I don't have a lot of videos of me in my outfit that night, but I do have a few. The cocktail reception was from 7 to 8. It was really cool to catch up with coworkers because we're all working from home right now. They had an open bar and really fancy hors d'oeuvres. I'm not really into the cheeses and the different meats, so I didn't really get a lot of videos of that, but it was there. And then we were escorted to the ballroom where we were greeted by our CEO, and he gave a little speech and expressed their gratitude to everyone in the company who's been putting in a lot of work this year. Went to dinner. We had a buffet. They had mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables, Brussels sprouts. They had chicken. There's some type of fish. And then the roast beef. And the roast beef was really, really good. The band that was playing for dinner and for the party portion is called Classic Yellow. I think they were on one of the competitions, not American Idol, but another one. I think they were like a runner-up or something like that. There was a lot of dancing until midnight. The open bar was up all night, but starting at 9:30, the specialty drinks were available, and also the dessert bar was available as well. And oh my god, there were so many things to choose from. I didn't really know which one to get. I should have came back to get more. From midnight to 1 o'clock, there were late night bites. So this night was really amazing. My job really goes all out for these type of parties, and I really, really, really enjoy it. And I'm sure Chris enjoyed it as well. So we just got back from the holiday party. This is my outfit for the night.
So sexy.
If you're interested in seeing where this is from, I will put a link up in the cards above of where I did a review of the brand who sent it to me.
So sexy.
I'm a little tipsy, y'all, right now.
So sexy.
Anyways, I had a great time, and yeah, I'm just tired, so gotta be out. And we dipped out probably around 12:30. When we got in the elevator on our way to check out, guess who got in the elevator with me? A freaking Miami Heat player. His name is Tyler Hero, and I thought it was so cool. I'm like maybe a foot away from him in an elevator. Anyways, we checked out of the Ritz and walked a few blocks to the Courtyard Marriott, where we stayed for one more night to see more of what Boston has to offer. So it's very rainy and very windy today. Had a little mini umbrella because I'm traveling. It ain't working against the wind. So just walking out here in the rain. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be, which is pretty cool. We're on our way to brunch at the what? We're on our way to brunch at the Friendly Toast, and the walk is about 12-minute walk from our hotel. We just checked in at the Courtyard Marriott, so, and that was only like a 5-minute walk from the Ritz Carlton. We couldn't afford to stay in the Ritz Carlton for another night. The rates is starting at $900 to stay in the Ritz Carlton for a night in Boston, which is ridiculous. My job probably had some type of group rate going on, and we rented out like the entire floor for our holiday party yesterday. So I'm sure they got a really good rate for the rooms. But me personally, I'm not doing that. So Courtyard Marriott it is. We went to the Friendly Toast for brunch, but while we were waiting for our table to be set up, we headed over to this bakery called Flower. They had so many different types of desserts to choose from. We just got the croissant because we knew we were going to eat brunch next door, and I got a hot chocolate. He got a coffee. Back to Friendly Toast. This place was amazing. It was really giving 90s vibes, and they really carried this theme throughout the entire restaurant, even down to the menus. I love the different names of the items on the menus. They were really cute, and back to the references to the 90s, they were perfect. Some of the items, just to name a few, were espresso yourself, peanut butter jelly time. I ordered the donut Stop Believing, And it was a sandwich on French toasted donuts filled with scrambled eggs, sausage, cheddar cheese, and chipotle maple sour cream, topped with powdered sugar and served with a side of strawberry habanero jam. It was so good, guys. It was so good. I really need to go back just to go to that restaurant and try out their other brunch items. On our way back to the hotel, we saw hashtag Salt Bay in the window, and I got so excited. This is a restaurant of Salt Bay. It's a steakhouse, and it has $3 signs next to the name on Google, so it seems like it's very expensive, very fancy. Whew. My feet are wet. Yeah. Oh man. As I mentioned before, it was pouring down raining, and of course I'm sitting here vlogging everything that I was not actually watching where I was going, so I stepped in this huge puddle and everything got wet. My shoes, my socks, my pants, my feet. It was horrible. Make sure you watch where you're going when you're vlogging. Take it from my not so lucky experience. I ended up having to wear Chris's shoes that night while mine dried in the hotel room. There were actually a lot of theaters in walking distance from our hotel, but across the street, we went to see the Cirque du Soleil. Twas the night before Christmas, and the show was amazing. After the show, we took a little break, took a little nap, and then we walked around the city. Usually at home, we walk at least a mile, sometimes maybe a mile and a half every day. So it was cool to actually walk around the city. The rain kind of slowed down in the evening, so it was good walking conditions. We actually walked 1.7 miles before finally making our way to the restaurant for dinner. We're in Boston Commons, so it's just like a 5-minute walk from our hotel. So here is an ice skating rink, but obviously it looks like there's water on top. It's been raining all day, so it is closed for the day. And now we are about to go to dinner. It was really nice to see the city all lit up for the holiday season. And then it started to rain again. It was really heavy for maybe 2 minutes, but then it died back down to just like a light drizzle. It is really cold out here. We've been walking for 46 minutes. 1.5 miles.
That's it?
My hands are freezing. Yeah. Almost to dinner. For dinner, we went to Davio's Northern Italian Steakhouse. This restaurant had $4 signs on Google. It was really expensive. Chris had to pay at least $300 for dinner that night. Anyways, we ordered a bottle of the Chianti Classico, which is an Italian wine. For appetizers, I ordered the sampler of spring rolls. It came with a Philly cheesesteak spring roll, a chicken parm spring roll, and a buffalo chicken spring roll. Oh my God, they were all to die for. So delicious. And Chris got the tomato soup with goat cheese, chive, crostini. For dinner, Chris got the 16-ounce 55-day prime aged ribeye, and I got the 8-ounce filet mignon. They were both really, really delicious. Now, desserts, y'all. Desserts. They came out with a dessert cart, and the options: the coconut baked Alaska, vanilla bean panna cotta, tiramisu, 29-layer apple cake, affogato, and warm chocolate cake. We chose the 29-layer apple cake, which was served warm with cinnamon gelato and a drizzle of caramel on top. And then after dinner, of course, we walked back, and it was good because we ate a lot of good food, so we got to kind of walk it off. And I noticed throughout the day that there were a lot of pretty churches throughout the city. And here are some of the really beautiful churches that I saw on the way to Fenway Park the next morning. We learned that there is a lot of history in Boston. And Chris signed us up for a tour of Fenway Park, which is where the Boston Red Sox play. Across the way from Fenway Park was the House of Blues, and I love the mural on the side of the building, which features some of the most prominent jazz and blues singers of all time.
Oldest ballpark in the major leagues, 1912. Does anybody know the second oldest ballpark in the league? Any ideas? Wrigley Field, yes, in Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City, home of the Cubs. That opened in 1914, so just 2 years after Fenway. Now, here's a curveball for you guys. Who thinks they know the third oldest ballpark? I'll give you a clue. My friends from California, the park is in California.
Dodgers
Stadium, yes. Home of the Dodgers in 1962 is when it opened. 50 years after Fenway, which is pretty wild. So I like to say it's really Fenway and Wrigley that they are part of the golden age of ballparks here. Not every ballpark after that didn't open until, like I said, 62, late in the decade, and also.
I'm not really a baseball fan, but he is, and I actually enjoyed the tour. I was kind of not really expecting to like it, but I really had a great time, and I'm glad we chose to do it. We are at Fenway Park, home of the Boston Red Sox and the oldest MLB stadium.
All right, guys. So as we're getting our photos, what's going on the field? Like I said, that's a football field right now, and like I said, they are getting ready for the Fenway Wasabi Bowl, a bowl game contest between two teams in the NCAA Division I. The opponents are to be determined, but we've also had just this past week a bunch of high school games come out here have their bowl games.
During the tour, I learned about the Green Monster, and we got to sit in those seats. And it's crazy that these seats can go for over $1,000 for really good games. It is a really nice seat, but I'm not paying that much for a baseball ticket. I thought it was pretty cool that the guys on the field were doing a stenciling for that night's football game that was going to be at the park. It was also really cool that they have their own little garden. We got to visit some of the areas that are usually off limits in a baseball stadium, such as the locker room and the press box. After the tour of Fenway Park, we went back to the hotel, ate lunch, and then we're on our way to the airport. Now, we did not get a lobster roll while we were there, so we got one at the airport, and it was actually pretty good. Next time I come to Boston, I have a lot of things that I want to do. Hopefully it's not raining. I'm glad we still were able to enjoy our time here. It was a really packed weekend, and we had a really great time. Thank you guys for watching my Boston vlog. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the bell to be notified whenever I post. And until the next post, I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for watching VLOGMAS 2022.